Hello. If you're seeing this, there could be a message for you. Take what resonates. We got the Ten of Wands on the bottom right here. Okay. You could be moving. You could be traveling. You could be knowing what it is that you're wanting to, focus on, and what was I gonna say? Dedicate yourself to. Okay. And you could be really kind of anticipating what type of life you could be bringing into yourself as you move forward more intentionally. Okay. All right. Ooh, we got the Wheel of Fortune. You're moving into a new phase, balancing out your karma, and moving into a new chapter of your life. Okay. And we got the Emperor right here. You'll be knowing what it is that you're wanting to will into your life. Okay, so cool. Very cool. Big chunk right here. Okay, let's see. Alright, you could be knowing what type of team and relationship dynamic you're wanting to open yourself up to after having put yourself into situations where you weren't receiving what it is that you truly needed. Okay, you could have felt that you were lacking with what was meaningful, and at this point you could be moving forward in a way where you feel you are truly protected and guided, moving into new beginnings with a greater sense of inspiration. Okay, you could be getting into the rhythm more intentionally and making plans for major changes within your environment. All right, we got the Fool. Ooh, the Ten of Cups. So you could be, really leading yourself into a much more carefree state of mind and leading towards emotional fulfillment. Excuse me. You could be, taking a leap of faith and seeing a pattern of within your surroundings of what it is that you're wanting to involve yourself within. We got Justice and the Queen of Cups. Okay, as you immerse yourself, here, let's show you. So with the Fool, there's this lake or puddle or whatever, and in this one, it's like the person is completely immersing themselves within the situation. As you align yourself emotionally and intuitively with what you feel is truly fulfilling, you could be moving forward into a more balanced position with justice, truth, and clarity, and you could be definitely seeing, the opposite of what it is that you had been partaking in or a part of previously. Okay, and feeling a lot more bold and vibrant. Okay, within what you're leading yourself towards. Excuse me. Goodness, hold on. Ugh. Oh. Confirmations are slipping out. So we got the Magician and the Moon. What's happening right here? There we go. So you could be, really illuminated to what it is that you're meant to be focused on as you get to a higher level of understanding, a more illuminated perspective within, what it is that you're wanting to create and bring into the world. And you could be recognizing that you, as you immerse yourself in a more balanced way, could be recognizing that you have the elements within you in order to create what it is that you're desiring of. Okay, you could be really leading yourself to a position where you're, facing certain fears and negativity and leading yourself out of these positions, okay? You could be recognizing what it is that you formed and created in a way where you can feel much more abundant instead of having the negativity be at the forefront or looming over or surrounding you. And you could be feeling that, you know, wherever it is that you take yourself, you could be really creating the abundance for yourself and feeling much more fulfilled with what you're bringing into your life physically, okay? Let me see, I'm going to count how many there's are right here. There's 10. Ooh, so it's like you could be recognizing that as you move forward, you could be leading yourself into towards your long-term goals and desires, or that they could be kind of like coming up behind you as you you know, lead yourself more intentionally with what you feel is a true gift. It could be like, you know, the long-term goals or the legacy that you're wanting to leave behind could be, you know, finding its way towards you, okay? And you could be knowing what steps you're needing to take to really walk away from unfulfilling dynamics and into a position where you can really feel the warmth and a greater sense of brightness and vibrancy, like I was saying, that you could be moving forward towards. We got the 6 of Swords, the 4 of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is coming right underneath the King of Swords. Oh, excuse me. So you could be meeting, you know, up with like-minded individuals, okay, that are complementary. But you could be moving forward into you know, calmer state of mind, recognizing that you're no longer needing to open yourself up to undesired situations, and you could be feeling much more prepared for, you know, what you feel and know to be true, okay? Hey, Erica. Hope you're doing well. Whoops. Let's see. So you could be having a greater sense of worth within what it is that you are desiring of, okay? And you could also be kind of recognizing a new spark that has been ignited within you, and feeling truly passionate and purposeful within, you know, whatever it is that you have to offer or that is being offered towards you, okay? Let's see. Okay. The six of Wands in reverse. So you could be recognizing, you know, where you had been unsuccessful previously, and you could be wanting to give more to yourself in a way. That you could have felt that you'd been holding back from your true desired expression, and that had been, you know, kind of leading you towards, you know, not really achieving what it is that you were truly desiring of. But as you pay more attention to your intuitive guidance and your intuition and align yourself within this, and go inward to find out what it is that is truly important to you, you could be having this greater sense of contentment within, you know, what it is that you're moving forward towards at this time, okay? Oh, excuse me. Oh. All right. Let's see. You could be recognizing that you're moving forward towards, you know, a gift that you had been truly wanting to receive of, but you could have been holding yourself back based on certain difficult choices. You could have been blocking yourself based on focusing on the battles or that you'd gone through previously, or the negativity, And you could have been feeling that you were protecting yourself, but at this point you are ready to really openly engage in a situation and receive, you know, a much more abundant beginning, okay, within what it is that you're physically bringing into your life at this time. You could be allowing yourself to heal from the pain of the past and integrate the new truths and awarenesses that are helping to inspire you and help shed light on what you'd envisioned for yourself and gain a greater sense of strength and courage. And you could be recognizing what true connectivity you have within certain group dynamics, but also having a greater confidence within yourself and you know, your own solo ventures. Okay, you could be getting to a much more celebratory position when it comes to what you've built and brought into your life or are bringing in. Okay, utilizing a greater sense of wisdom and getting to a more natural state of mind with what it is that you believe you should be having in your life. Okay, so instead of focusing on, you know, all the bells and whistles and the shiny things, you could be recognizing what is, you know, truly healing for you and you know, boosting your sense of comfortability. And you could be moving forward from, uh-oh, what happened here? Oh, that's the beginning. Okay. You could be moving forward from, you know, loss and being focused on, you know, what it is that you had been, you know, missing out on or that hadn't worked out in the way that you were desiring of. And you could be moving forward into a new chapter where you're feeling much more liberated, balancing your light and your dark, and you know, more intentionally moving into the next chapter with a greater sense of stability and contentment. You could be feeling at ease, relaxed, allowing for a greater sense of warmth, excuse me, to surround you. And you could be really comfortable within the relationships that you are bringing into your life. And let me see, getting comfortable within. Okay, you could be liberating yourself from illusionary choices. Okay, really kind of no longer putting yourself in the state of mind of, you know, questioning or hesitating or second guessing. And you could be, you know, liberating your, you know, your soul in a way that is allowing for you to get into greater alignment. And we have the Eight of Pentacles right here. You could be really feeling, you know, that you've mastered yourself and what it is that you're forming and creating. And being able to focus more on, you know, the work that you are desiring of focusing on or paying attention to and, you know, putting your efforts into instead of allowing for the illusionary dynamics to take the forefront. Okay, you could be shedding a light also on how you had been perceiving things falsely previously. And look at that, we got the Ace of Cups right here. You could be ready to really open your heart and embrace your true feelings. Let me see. You know, allowing for your emotional awareness to be at the forefront. What else do we need to know? Sounds pretty good so far. Let me see. Ah, cool. These over here so I don't keep falling. All right. Okay. And as you, you know, you might be like taking a look in the mirror and really kind of seeing what it is that you had been mirroring previously, or you know, what you could have been focusing on, and you could be recognizing what it is that you had been restricting yourself from truly embracing or being able to create or receiving of in your life. And as you create this new awareness, you could be, you know, feeling like you could move forward quickly through negative or toxic dynamics. Oh, we got two aces right here. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords. You could be, you know, allowing for what you're feeling truly inspired by to, you know, resonate as true. You could have gotten navigated through different cycles, but at this point you could be, you know, paying attention to the, you know, what should be the center focus. You could be opening your third eye and allowing for, you know, what you've envisioned to truly manifest. Okay, let's see. I don't know if these were supposed to be. Okay, and as you deal with certain challenges, you could be recognizing that you are making, look how they have the spiral staircase right here, and then the straight staircase. You could be, as you move and navigate through the challenges, you could be recognizing, you know, where your focus should be. You could be making your path straight, aligning with your higher self, and readying yourself to engage in a way where you are wanting to share your joy and the insights that you formed in order to the insights you've acquired in order to inform and educate others on how it is that you got to this position. And you could be looking at things in a much more positive way instead of focusing on the conflict. You could even be kind of allowing for yourself to kind of make friends with your I don't want to say I was gonna say turmoil or trauma, but it sounds kind of bad. But you could be like, you know, instead of having this be something that you have you know, just kind of looming over you, or you know, taking up the you know, taking the all the room in your head to be focused on, you could be kind of allowing yourself to get to a greater awareness of what those issues had been formed by, and instead of, you know, pushing it away, you could be getting to a more, you know, cognitive awareness of what it is that is needing to be shifted. Okay. And yeah, you could be really kind of allowing for yourself to be liberated and focus more on the positive. Okay. You're really feeling fueled by the awarenesses that you formed. And we got the Eight of Wands with that center focus right there. You could be, you know, really knowing what it is that you're wanting to move forward towards, and you know, communicating in a way that is helping for you to be more direct. Okay, you could have been you know, gathering different insight and had certain epiphanies that had helped to you know, kind of straighten your path and give you the balance that you needed with the truths and awarenesses that you have in order to move forward more intentionally. And we get the Lovers right there, so you could be, you know, moving forward more intentionally towards, you know, inspiring and loving relationship dynamic. And I think it's a bow and arrow. Yeah, you could be, you know, really kind of allowing for yourself to stay on target right there with the type of relationship that you want and how you're wanting to immerse yourself into the relationship that you are moving forward towards. Okay. And you could be, you know, looking at things from a different perspective and moving forward in a way where you are more intentionally part of the structure that you are desiring of, and could be moving much more joyfully. Oh, I feel like I'm like in slow motion right now, so sorry about that. Maybe do the fast forward. Anyway, but you could be, you know, really kind of moving more intentionally into and creating the structure that you're desiring of, knowing that you're moving in a more balanced way within yourself and also your relationships. And having a greater sense of confidence within your, you know, home, your relationships, your community, okay? And you could have felt like something, you know, wasn't possible in certain ways, but as you look at things from a more loving way, you could be recognizing as you, oh, how cute, as you balance yourself, you know, all different sides of yourself, you could be moving forward where you feel you're meant to be. Oh. Moving into a true wish come true as you engage in a situation that you're recognizing. You could be, you know, receiving what it is that you're giving. You could be, you know, aligning with others who've also gone through these insights within themselves, and you're no longer, you know, kind of like wasting your time in certain relationships where there isn't a true understanding of the awarenesses that you formed. So as you move forward more intentionally with what you know to be true, with the divine guidance that you've been receiving, and all the different healing that you've gone through, you could be having other people who are also healed and inspired, following their guidance as well. And here we go, back to the 10 of Wands right there. Moving forward towards what it is that you're wanting to dedicate yourself to, and you could be feeling comfortable and confident with following your heart, okay? Having had a major transformation. Said that kind of weird, huh? And, you know, releasing yourself, healing your inner child, releasing yourself from the, you know, pain and negativity of the past, and, you know, feeling much more joyful and having a greater sense of innocence that is, you know, filling you, or that you're filled up within. That I can't finish, you know, fix that sentence for me real quick. But yeah, more innocence, and you can be feeling like you can stay true to this understanding, regardless of the opposition that you might be facing. You could be feeling that you're truly protected, and could be much more at ease as you, you know, really create and form what it is that you're desiring to manifest. All right. That is very nice. Let's see. I'm going to pull some from here really quick. We got the Good Tarot right here. With the Hierophant, okay. And 2 of Wands, but you're, you know, I got this little giraffe. So as you make more elevated plans, and kind of like shine the light on what it is that you know that you can form and create, you are moving in a more aligned way with your higher self, and really kind of bringing you know, your higher self into reality, where you're no longer feeling separate from your highest potential. And we got the Ace of Cups right there. Moving forward towards truly fulfilling new beginnings, where you can, you know, form and create intentionally, knowing exactly what it is that you want, and moving forward into the next chapter. All right, all right. What do we need to know? I've been like trying to find a good movie tonight to watch, and I don't know what's going on. There's so many like cheesy movies out right now. I don't know. I'm like, how is this made, and why? Anyway, so somebody could be also getting to a greater recognition of the nonsense they're being surrounded by. Whoop, 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 whoop. Here we go. Yeah, my son and I were watching a movie earlier, and I was like, I can't do it. Like, I had to turn it off within like half an hour or whatever. It was so ridiculous. But anyway, here we go. Wheel of Fortune, Page of Wands, and Five of Pentacles. So you could be, moving forward, into a new phase of your life, feeling much more prepared and aware of, what it is that you had been going without. You could be, really wanting to create the momentum that is leading you towards what you feel is a wish come true. And having a greater sense of cooperation, looking at things in a much more healed way, and really moving forward from conflict into what you feel is a truly balanced and reciprocal energetic exchange that you feel that you can really dedicate yourself to. So pretty cool. And you can be really feeling inspired and passionate, transforming from the focus of negativity or anxiety, and recognizing that what you desire desires you, and you could be feeling like you're moving towards much more nurturing relationship dynamics, feeling that you are really recognizing the divine guidance as you see it, and ready for more complementary relationship dynamics. That would be, what it is that you felt you had been lacking previously, and moving forward towards true fulfillment after a time of, well, that's interesting. We have 9 of Cups, and then the 4 of Cups and the 5 of Cups, which are 9, right, together. So you could be kind of recognizing that you're coming into a situation that is, fulfilling, where you had been, in separate instances, having undesired scenarios, or having a loss within, what it really was that you were desiring of. Okay, so you could be moving forward towards, major shifts and changes, and you could be really kind of, we got the King of Cups and the King of Air, or King of Swords right here. It's air and water in this deck. But you can be moving forward towards major changes with a greater alignment with your head and your heart, and having a greater sense of appreciation for what it is that you're opening yourself up to, feeling comfortable with staying true to yourself, and having a more celebratory awareness of what it is that you are moving forward towards, and the message that you are wanting to present. Okay. Pretty cute. Pretty cute. This one, get my attention. We got the King of Cups, 4 of Cups, and the Hangman. Yeah, so you could be looking at things from a different perspective when it comes to what it is that you felt you were not wanting to engage in, or not wanting to open yourself up to, but at this point you could be recognizing a true gift in your life. Okay, that's leading you towards abundance within your physical world, instead of just focusing on the emotion of what it is that is fulfilling or that you're desiring of. You could be recognizing that this is truly coming into your life. Okay, you could have been blocking yourself, but as you, get more prepared, you could be, recognizing that you are willing this into your life more intentionally. Ooh, and we got the Fool, looking at things in a much more lighthearted way as far as what type of leap of faith that you're wanting to take. Okay. All right. You could have certain anxiety when it comes to third-party scenarios, But, you know, as you lead yourself with the guidance that you're receiving, you could be, you know, getting to a greater sense of ease. Okay, you could be recognizing what unhealthy or toxic dynamics had been blocking or trying to block you from your intuitive awareness and knowledge. And at this point, you could be, you know, allowing for a greater sense of innocence to take the forefront when it comes to creating your long-term goals and opening yourself up to the relationship dynamics that you feel would be, you know, more intentionally leading you into the direction of what it is that you're wanting to create for your long term. Okay. Let's see. You could have been anticipating something, you know, kind of draining you or taking away from you as you made more intentional plans. But as you have done, oh, I almost read that as a 7 of Pentacles, but it's a 7 of Cups. Hold on. So you could have been feeling that you're being drained or anticipating feeling drained, but you could be recognizing that you're moving towards a much more emotionally fulfilling dynamic. And you could have been recognizing the illusionary quality of what your focus was and ready to make major changes, moving swiftly into a much more fulfilling emotional beginning. Okay, so instead of being drained, you're going to feel fulfilled. That's cute. And you could even have, like, you know, this cup is overflowing. You could be recognizing that your cup overfloweth. All right, let's see. Okay, you could be moving from a situation where you had, you know, a hater in your energy, and you could be moving forward from this position to a situation where you are able to, you know, feel supported and have a greater sense of passion. Okay, you could be having, you know, moving from someone who's trying to take away to somebody who's really fueled by, you know, the passion and the inspiration that they have for you. And you could be preparing yourself for a greater level of cooperation that could be coming in, where you felt there could have been challenge or competition. Okay, so you could be really moving into, you know, a new outlook and having the desired support coming into your life. Okay, all right, all right. And there's just a need for you to really recognize, you know, what it is that you're needing to do to open up and follow your heart. But as you do so, you could be leading yourself towards, you know, divinely guided and aligned relationship dynamics in a situation that you could devote yourself to in a loving way, where, like, the love that you have right here that you're wanting to express will be, you know, multiplied, or, you know, multiplied exponentially. All right. And you could be having a more elevated and ascended type of energy that you're being surrounded by within your environment. With, oh, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. You could be having, you know, partnership that is bringing a greater sense of stability and groundedness, helping you to feel confident with the momentum that you've been creating. And the Four of Wands, which is the Twin Flame card, you could be, you know, really knowing that you're moving forward towards a more solid structure within your relationships in your home. Excuse me. And there could have just been a need for you to, excuse me, master yourself when it came to the anxiety that you were holding within you, but you could be recognizing that you have navigated through and you know, through difficulty and come out with a greater sense of strength. Okay. All right. Look at that. The Hierophant and the Ace of Wands. So, okay. You could be feeling that you're definitely aligned and moving forward purposefully. Okay. You have a greater discernment about, you know, look at, we got soulmate and twin flame right there. So you could be really having a discernment within the true desired connection that you're coming into, feeling much more healed. And you could be, okay, blocking yourself from, you know, what you felt had been burdensome, but also feeling that you are, you know, wanting to move forward more adventurously towards what your true emotional expression would be, and feeling that this is a wish come true after pain and hardship. You could be, you know, really non-stop thinking about some type of offer that you're desiring of, or, you know, wanting to present. Okay, you could be feeling like you can't think of anything else or focus on anything else, and it could have taken you some time to get to a greater depth of understanding or truth within yourself. But as you open yourself up with what is truly important emotionally, you could be feeling that you are moving in a way that is leading you towards your true purpose. Okay, and we have the Four of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, and together that makes 10. You could be kind of recognizing the different aspects of what is needed in order to move forward towards your, you know, desired long-term goals. But you could be creating a stability within yourself, and also ready to be receptive of the true desired energy that you're wanting to give out, and you know, open yourself up to. Okay. All right, there could be some type of action or communication that you're taking. We have 8-8 right here. You could be, you know, really taking some type of action that is moving you, propelling you forward, and helping for you to walk away from, yikes, what had been, you know, mucking up the works previously. Okay. And feeling that you much more confident with what it is that you are doing in order to manifest your desires. Aww. We get the Star. Okay, so yeah, you could be moving forward towards what it is that you are truly desiring of, and knowing that you are creating and forming this for yourself. And we have the King of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the King of Wands. You could be feeling that you are, like, no longer questioning the true relationship dynamic that you're wanting, and allowing for what you've envisioned to kind of like, let me see, like I was gonna say align with the truth. Okay, so it's like you could be kind of no longer questioning the truth that you have within you, or what you've envisioned, and you could be, you know, giving, let me see, what there's like I wrote something down before where it's exactly this. Backing up your intuitive awareness with logic and reason. Okay, so you could be, you know, kind of knowing truthfully what you've envisioned is what it is that you're desiring of, instead of second guessing yourself. Okay, so yeah, you could be staying true to this. Aww, feeling protected and you know, guided, and knowing that you're moving forward towards a true balance and justice in your life. Okay. And you could have been holding your ground for quite some time, but at this point you could be ready to move into the next chapter much more willingly and intentionally. And we got the Knight of Swords right here. You could be really picking up the pace and getting on the path of where you're meant to go. All right. Cool. Let me see how long I've been here. 40 minutes. let's just do a little quick pull really quick on here. Ooh. We got risk in reverse and then change. So, these aren't working. Oh my gosh. Whatever. That didn't work out very well. Let me just read those since they flipped over. So you could be no longer feeling that this is a risk, you know, or a risky situation, and you could be wanting to initiate with the changes that you are desiring of, right? You could be more giving and generous. You could be wanting to choose your words wisely, and you could be recognizing the delays as you align, you know, the delays that have been, you know, keeping you from this position, but you could be feeling like you're aligning much more with your soul, in a way that you're no longer doubting or second guessing or debating. Okay. Well, is that all that we needed to know? I'm gonna pull half of these right here because a huge chunk is driving me nuts. Whoa. Kitty cat. I'm like, what's that moaning? It's a cat meow. Anyway. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let me see. The song is, keeps going in my head right now. It's a simple kind of man. That's the song I keep hearing right now. Love and understand. Okay, so we got greater good. Okay. And network. So you could be, you know, kind of recognizing the connectivity in a situation, and you could be seeing things from a higher perspective, wanting to initiate towards a new start. Okay. Let me see. You could have been focused previously more on loss and the negativity, but at this point you could be recognizing that love is everywhere. And let's see. Whoa. There could have been a lot of confusion within the choices that you were wanting to make, but at this point you could be recognizing that everything is magical. You could have really questioned it, you know, and second guessed yourself, but at this point you could be wanting to be more open, lenient, and vulnerable, and shift into, you know, a situation where you have a greater desire to express untold feelings and move into a more relaxed state of mind. Okay. Hello. Okay. It's funny because I just kept hearing the simple kind of man. Just, it was like in my head and just like kept repeating. Ah. Anyway, let me see. Okay, I'll put that one there. Go here. All right. You could be kind of recognizing awarenesses that you could be, you know, opening yourself up to, okay? That you feel that you're meant to be bringing into the world physically, okay? You could be recognizing symbolism around you and gaining more. You could be gaining a greater perspective, and you could be, you know, you could be recognizing that you hadn't been integrating your feelings or your emotions into a situation, but at this point you're wanting to be warm and open. Okay, you could be getting to a greater sense of creativity as you look inside yourself and create a gain speed when it comes to you know, grounding yourself within the truth. And you could be getting the assistance that you need in order to produce what it is that you're desiring of, okay? And you could be sharing more intentionally in a situation that you had been avoiding previously. Okay. One last shuffle. Okay. Never mind. Maybe one more shuffle. Here we go. Oh. Okay. Let's see, we got friends and understand. Friends understand. There could be this like elephant in the room, and you could be feeling that you are, you know, in a position where you are, you know, isolated in a certain way, but you could be having a recognition within those that are close to you. Could be, you know, stating the obvious at a certain position in a certain way, but you could be leading yourself to a more triumphant position for yourself. Okay. Let's see. We got waiting and follow your heart. Okay, so you could have been really holding back, but there's a need for you to open yourself up. And patient, that's funny, patient and waiting. So you could have been really, you know, holding your ground and, you know, not taking action. But at this point, it says follow your heart. You got miracles and partnership. How cute. You just need to search inside. We got children right here. Pay attention. As you go on a journey, you could be moving into a much more comfortable position. We have retreat and holiday, okay? And justice and happy. Cute. Happy endings. That's so funny. I'm going to show you guys so you don't think I'm just... That's so funny, though. You could take it however way you want it to. But we got spiritual right there. Okay, so you could be moving forward in a way that you're leading yourself towards a desired position. And you could be illuminated spiritually towards what it is that you are really creating with your life. Okay, you could be moving forward towards abundance, closing out cycles, and aligning yourself with a greater sense of luck and joy. Okay, we got an earth sign right here. And adventure. Okay, somebody could be planning towards a new adventure and grounding themselves within this truth. Okay. Alright. Alright. Well, that's it. And hopefully this helped. That was fun. Talk to you later.